Okay, when we're looking at the guide, we see this picture from Victoria, Australia, I believe. I cited it down here, so you can check it out. But they're both talking about the same thing. They're talking about like elder abuse and prevention and interventions and all sorts of things. So why does the Scholarly article look like this, and why does the public message look like this? I'm feeling judged, and I'm feeling sympathetic. What's going on is these are rhetorical, whether it's visual rhetoric or like somebody speaking. These are appeals. If you have bias or if you want to persuade somebody, you have appeals to all sorts of things, like appeals to patriotism, appeals to cleanliness, appeals to fitting in, appeals to responsibility and nationality, and et cetera, et cetera. What are the appeals in this one? Well, we have an appeal to respect the elderly. I think that's a fair one. But we have appeals to tradition. Look, there's a cuckoo clock. There's like a baby picture. There's like all these family pictures. So there's appeals to nostalgia. And then we have appeals to kind of like family. So here we have the two kids that I think are being staged in this photo to being not taking care of their mom. I think we can infer all sorts of messages like that. Why is this one so different? In scholarship, we strive, look how I included myself in that. In scholarship strives to be unbiased and have no appeals whatsoever. It is just the evidence. It's like going into the doctor's office and having a broken leg and having, if they wanted like an appeal to fear, they'd be like, look at your leg. Somebody needs to do something about that. This is bad. You don't want your doctor to say that. You want your doctor to come in completely unbiased and go, well, on a level of 1 to 10, what's your pain like? And ask you kind of like objective questions, right? How do we look at those things objectively is part of like the campaign that we look at. So I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you more samples and quotes. So if you click on this, I have another guide. Just skip through to samples and curriculum on the end here. And here's some samples. Here's some ideas if you want to teach a class on it too. So over on the right-hand side, this one is like a 2023. So this was about the election. And it was kind of, there was two messages here. One is these politicians are stepping on the American flag. So it's an appeal to nationalism. And there's this great massive horde, if you will, of, who knows, a menacing group. We can only guess that they're trying to cross the border, which is so clearly delineated right there. And then we have another presidential candidate praying. So there's like appeals to religion, there's appeals to fear, there's appeals to nationalism. This one is an appeal to religion. Quite accidentally, somebody used AI to make a satanic line for Target. And somebody got so upset about it because it was accidentally an appeal to religion that they drove their car through the door of a Target to get them to stop. It was disinformation. Here's fear of missing out. So like there's all these Elvis fans. Why aren't you buying this? Here's a fear of being ugly. So this is an old ad for sugar in the 70s where they're like, get ready for the fat time of day because if you're not drinking soda to curb your appetite, you're really going to let your family down and all sorts of things. So isn't that terrible? Disinformation uses these appeals to your values, identity, belief, and your community. So here's more information about it, misinformation. But when you're doing your project, that's what I was talking about with these appeals right here. Take care, be ethical, and be soft in your appeals and don't go too far where you're making people panic or feel bad about themselves.